Hi, Durdana. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for coming and talking to BPF. Could you share a little about your early life and how your upbringing shaped your outlook and ambitions?
Well, I come from Pakistan and Islamabad. I was very young when I was engaged and I got married at the age of 16. And little that I knew that the next day I was in Britain. Coming to London, all I could feel was in the aircraft was like changing clouds, and you felt like it was a month of July, and it was the most very hot weather in England in 1976. Came here, coming to a family. But the irony is, I don't like to talk about regrets, but the irony is that rather than giving lots of suitcases full of glittery clothes and jewelry and all that, I wish our parents give them some sort of, especially to girls, give them some sort of bullet points to say what to do, what not to do. So here I was, without any briefing, coming to a family which was close family, but yet it was new culture, new language, new surroundings. Everything was new, and a person is not prepared at a very young age. So that was, I mean, in my school, I used to sing, I used to dance as well, I used to be part of the scouts and whatnot. Durdana was everywhere. Durdana used to draw pages after pages. I used to draw and used to like illustrations. Every time my parents were sleeping in the afternoon, all I was doing was drawing. I used to even draw on my trousers as well. This is how crazy I was. I never did any house chores. I was obviously trained, but you know, in Pakistan we have people, lovely people to help you. But I never really did anything because I thought my brother now tells me that I was a dreamer. I always had a vision. So I say to him, why didn't you tell me then? But even if somebody told you then, you were so fragile, your mind was fragile, you were young. I don't think anybody would grasp that sort of, upbringing, and somebody will tell you. So coming from a nice, happy family, coming to another family, just kind of, so this is how I saw London, because I've always lived in London and I have great memories of Islamabad. I always go there because the mountain is always living in my heart. Whenever I get chance, I go to mountains. So this is something, in a nutshell, I can tell you about my upbringing as a child, coming to a marriage as a child, and then having a daughter at the age of 17, 18. A child is bringing up a child.
Of course. You built an impressive career at the BBC as a journalist, presenter, and producer. What were some of the most memorable moments or projects from your time there?
Lots and lots of projects. I worked at the BBC for 22 years, and I was always very very fortunate that I was always headhunted. For 10 years, all I was doing was trying to learn to cook and making sure the children were okay, making sure the in-laws' children are okay as well. And I was supposed to be behaving like a very good Pakistani bride, which I had no idea how a Pakistani bride should behave. So I think I did okay, but still, one day somebody heard after 10 years that I sing as well. I have a good voice by the grace of Allah Ta'ala. And they said to me, would you sing for us? So nobody was there, and I got so excited. I sang, and there was somebody, bless his soul, he was sitting there, and he went to the BBC and he said, oh, we've heard a nice voice. Next day I received a phone call and to say, could you come to Bush House? BBC. Yes, BBC, of course I knew, because my father used to listen to BBC all the time, especially in the wartime. Cricket was the main thing. So, but I had no idea what was Bush House. Bush House is a temple of the BBC. So this is like, long way ago. In 1985, 8th of March, I came to the BBC with my 2 children. And it was like a new world for me. But since I stayed focused, in the family, they weren't very happy that a girl is going to a media world.
Of course.
So I concentrated because of my voice. People got to know me. Millions of people out there in the World Service heard my voice, and I started feeling confident. And gradually, but it took me a long time to be working side by side with big masters of broadcasting. So learned so much on the what did I do best. To be honest, I can't really pinpoint a occasion or an interview, but I interviewed lots of head of states. I interviewed all the Bollywood stars. You are encountering, you are actually sitting, in front of the prime ministers and presidents and whatnot. And at the same time, you're going into the Afghani settlement area on your own, and then in the evening, you're being told, Durdana Ansari, you now must leave. So I love challenges. I can't really tell you that this is the interview that I really enjoyed doing, but yes, whatever I have learned, whoever came in my way, I have learned so much from those people. And I think whoever I am today is because of all those learned people, those amazing, world-renowned people who made me who I am today.
Now, what motivated your move from media, where you had a lot of success, into charity work and community leadership?
As I said earlier, that everything came, I was always, I wouldn't say shocked or overwhelmed, surprised. Because while I was working in the BBC, I was also presenting on television for 20 years, all these Asian programs, networks in England, in London. So I used to present. So people kind of knew my face, the community learned about me, and I felt confident in front of any camera. So 8th of October 2005, when the earthquake took place in Kashmir area, I was working for a television and I was sent out there. The next day, on second day, I was in Kashmir. And when I saw the world there, full of, I was interviewing people because that was I was meant to do. But working from the mass graves, seeing bodies all around you, that make me feel that as if I have not done anything in life. That made me feel that no, my life is really for something. I'm here as a facilitator. Allah Ta'ala has sent me to this world to do something. Yes, you were doing great job. And I came back. My father was in London, and I said, Abbajan, this is not enough what I'm doing. He said, Beta, but you got a big name, you've got, amazing fame. I said, no, but my heart is empty. I feel my soul is empty. And this is when, and whoever's listening to me or watching me, whenever your heart is telling you something from here, concentrate on that. Learn from it. Stay focused that Allah Ta'ala, Udrat, is sending some messages to you. Within literally 2 weeks, this parliament building, I was invited here. And I was invited to say, can you just conduct a meeting? So I did that because I am, this is what I am, a broadcaster. And had I realized that they were looking for a powerful Muslim woman to head a project for education, to educate Muslim women living in this country, British Muslim women. And this is how I was literally, I wouldn't say taken out of the BBC, but from a huge organization, I came to a charitable program, which I had no idea. But then, whenever you have an idea, stay focused, try and learn it, do your research right, and then become part of that area, the area that maybe my heart was wanting. So this is how I became a director of a charity to start a organization and people, and from Bolton, from Manchester, all these marginalized areas, women who were living in England. Some of them never even went to McDonald's, believe it or not. So these are the women, and I in fact brought a huge group from Bristol and Manchester and from London area to this particular building, housewives coming to the parliament. These are the things that I feel when I see a smile on somebody's face, they're seeing something completely new Yes, we are modern, yes, but we are connected with our lives, with our hearts, with our, whoever we are. I come from Pakistan, so I like to keep the same sort of spirit and the same culture. I love wearing Pakistani clothes, and I love the way I am, whatever the society, the culture of Pakistan has given me. I think it's a mixture. It's a mixture of Britain and Pakistan that I carry, and I go around the world and I give this message.
So now you've made history as the first British Pakistani woman to be appointed an honorary captain in the Royal Navy. Can you tell us how that opportunity came about?
Again, that was a real another incident that when you are well on that I forgot to tell you that I was given this OBE medal, which you see here, at the palace, at Buckingham Palace, by Her Majesty, the late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II. And when she said to me, Durdana, thank you so much for coming to this country, and thank you very much for helping our communities. This is when I felt like, oh my God, have I done something? But otherwise, you always feel you haven't done enough. So I was obviously being invited to various places. One day, it was just up there. That's the hotel there. Asian Awards were taking place, and I will never forget. In 2016, I think that was. And I was also doing my degree as well, because with my children, I wanted to make sure that my children were highly educated. And thank you to Allah Ta'ala that they are now really highly educated. I was doing my degree as well, with as late as that. So I saw a lot of people in uniform, naval uniform, and I was wondering why the Asian, program here, why they've got so many uniform people. And a few minutes later, they were all interested in my life. They wanted to know who I am. They were admiring my Pakistani clothes. And a year later, a letter came through the letterbox, just like the OBE letter. It had a red stamp, it had green writing, green ink, and says, the first Sea Lord of that time, Sir Philip Jones, writing to me, Durdana, I'm going to Her Majesty the Queen to take her consent. Would you give me your consent to become the honorary Lieutenant Commander, the first ever Muslim for the Royal Navy? And I got literally, I didn't know which way to look and who to tell and who would understand. So this is how I became the Lieutenant Commander. Then I was promoted to a Commander, and then the first ever honorary Captain of the Royal Navy, which is the highest. So this is Allah Ta'ala's Mehrbani.
It's wonderful. What were some of your challenges you faced stepping into the space where representation was limited, especially at that time?
Even now, not just at that time. People are stunned. They're seeing an Asian woman, on top of that a Pakistani woman, on top of that a Muslim woman at a high rank. And I think you have to stay humble. That is the first thing and last thing I would say, that no matter where you are, fame can break you or make you. So once you get this fame, we need to make sure that, yes, keep your eyes on the 9th cloud or 7th cloud, but keep your head towards the ground. So this is how it all happened. But the challenge is, like, whenever I wore my uniform, everyone, they used to say, when I would go to the base in Portsmouth, my colleague would say that every time we come in, nobody look at us. But the moment you enter into the building, everyone just stop working and they look at you. I said, they do it because I'm different. I'm completely new. He said, no, there's something about you. So this is, again, I would say Allah Ta'ala's Mehrbani, but lots of challenges, lots of hurdles. Whoever I am today, it hasn't been an easy journey. And I would really, really say to my friends, the people who are watching me, is that hurdle will come along with success. It doesn't mean that you get scared of it. It doesn't mean that you say, fine, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have the strength anymore. No, I think hurdles give you more strength. People will point at you. People will, how come? Why are you wearing? I also used to get this, what is this uniform? And there are sometimes funny things as well. You were standing at a tube station and you say, do you know which train goes where? And I've got these 4 stripes. Or if I'm sitting in an aircraft after a meeting couldn't change, and somebody would say, shouldn't you be flying? So, but then there are still struggle, especially, I wouldn't say for a woman, but yes, I mean, there are still, if maybe in my uniform, my suit, or whoever I am today, maybe if there was a male there, especially in our society, especially in our culture, it'll be, I think it'll still be different to as, but then Pakistan has given me a lot of support, the people out there, the government, the communities, and I think it's the people who give you the strength to say you can do it, and you have to keep on reminding yourself to say, no, I can do it. There are moments when I also feel really, really low, but then that's the moment when you.
So what impact have you seen from your work, both in the Royal Navy and for the women that you inspire, and what kind of impact do you expect to see?
I think all these years, at least our community have learned, because I have traveled, really, really, I would say, to each and every corner, wherever I could. Went into communities, went into gurdwaras, not just the mosques. I've seen people telling me, you're a modern woman, you're going to change our women, you will change them to go against us. That's not the case. If you become powerful, it doesn't mean that you're going to push someone. I think you give more support to others, and I believe in whoever you are, whatever you have gained, whatever you're giving to the community, I think you're gaining at the same time. You're enhancing it as well. So you don't become weak. So never feel that somebody, I mean, we say that whenever our society, our people, they're pushing each other. Don't push each other. There's no, because you have your own qualities. Best thing is to go side by side. And I really like to see more people coming in, more women, and showing in police and armed forces and corporate. I think there are lots of Pakistanis who are doing amazing jobs, but I think there's a big, huge room out there to come and join in, and then become a voice. Once you become a voice, then that's the only way to change the environment.
Of course.
Don't just sit out there thinking, oh, I can't do that. As I said to you, some of them didn't even ever go to a McDonald's. So just showing them the way to say, you can do it. If I can do it, so can you.
So you mentioned your cultural journey and your experience as a British Pakistani woman. Do you think that has been an integral part that shaped your journey?
Say that again?
As in, you talk about your cultural background and being a British Pakistani woman. Do you think that has shaped your journey to where you are standing now?
Absolutely, without fail. Because whatever your parents have shown you, or played a part in your upbringing, we never heard about who's your neighbor, either they're Shia or Sunni or they're Pathan or Balochi. When we were little, we never heard anything about hating someone. I think we have seen it more in today's world, that we are trying to be distant from other cultures. The more you get together, and that's what Pakistani culture, where I come from, has taught me, is yes, Britain is an amazing, amazing country. This is our country. This is my country. I am a British Pakistani, but I will always be affiliated with Pakistan, the name of Pakistan. So I am an ambassador of my culture. I'm an ambassador of my country. That's my motherland. This is my homeland. So I have to respect Pakistan in any way. That's the only way, because if you do not respect yourself, trust me, no one will respect you. So this is definitely my culture, which has already made that foundation where we the nature or the people here built that building. And I stayed focused and I was determined. I'm a fighter. No matter what happens, no matter people will come and push you, don't push them back. Find your way, because I believe in Allah Ta'ala. And I think whatever it is in my fate. It's got to happen. But Allah Ta'ala has made us ashraful makhluqat. So become that. Don't be scared. Don't be saying, oh my God, that person has become an MP or whatever, or is doing better than me. Why can't we do better than others? So it's not a competition, it is going side by side.
So, what do you think are the biggest barriers facing British Pakistani women today, and how do you suggest they overcome them?
I think might sound silly, but it is like, for instance, take an example of a wedding in a family. We spend weeks and weeks, months and months of preparation and spending so much amount of money in honestly unnecessary thing. Make sure that you give that money to your child, buying a house towards the mortgage, or give them those bullet points that I said. We don't need so much of, showing off. We are we fake our lives. We don't have to do that. We're already beautiful. Our culture is amazing. Just become beautiful. Or, as I said, we are beautiful, but feel that as well. Don't just say, we are always challenging others. We are always looking at others, which is amazing. I love dressing up. I don't mind if I wear the same outfit 10 times. It's not going to change me. People have seen me. I don't even remember what I wore at the last somebody's wedding or a reception. Concentrate and spend your time more on your children. I am worried about our next generation, and I think this is where something our mums, our young mums and parents both, I wouldn't say just mums, we need to concentrate and give them more. And if you've got some knowledge, you're a doctor or you're graduate and you're sitting at home, try and play a role. Become part of the mainstream. Open your doors, open your windows to see what's happening outside. And I think we have closed our doors very tightly. दिल के भी, दिमाग के भी बहुत सख्ती से बंद कर लिए. Open those doors and open those windows. I think that's the barrier that we feel, oh, we're living in England, but we're not part of it. We are always watching, dramas are amazing. I love watching Pakistani dramas, but whenever I get time, I just love the language. I love the people out there. But for God's sake, play some role in the politics here as well. This is your country if you're living here. So we're not really playing the role here, the real one. That's what I feel. Become your Goshtwala is a Urdu speaker or Punjabi speaker or Pashto, your whoever you go, and you just mix in those, you live in those cocoons. Get out of those cocoons to be part of the world, because the world is moving fast. For God's sake, AI is there. Try and understand what's happening, what's changing, because we will be left behind. Win the cricket, that's something, determination. And I think this is where we lose, because we do not have the determination. We are connected with Pakistani, the name. So make that name really respectable, and you become respectable with that. I'm a vice president of Royal Navy Cricket, so cricket is something very close to my...
So Durdana, what's next for you? Are there any exciting projects or goals that you're super excited about, and what you can tell our viewers?
I'm always excited. I'm always super excited. I think I'm calm at the same time, but I'm writing my book. Lots of people have asked me to, write my memoirs, but it's difficult. It's difficult to write your own story. So I'm doing that, but I think you have caught me at a moment when I feel my soul is again feeling empty. My heart is still looking, searching for something. This is the first time ever that I'm thinking, maybe it's the last leg of my career. What am I supposed to do? But at the same time, I just want to carry on making a difference in society, in the world around me, and the people, to say, maybe I have the experience. Those people, I don't forget, who have made me who I am today. But please, please try and become a better person. And I want to do something for the world out there, but it has to be bigger than what I have already done. So I've just done my wing walking, which is standing on an aircraft and flying. When I went into the clouds and I said, okay, the world is still very big. I still have gaps, and there's much more to do. People
That
ask
was
me, are you
very
going to
brave,
retire now?
you know.
I said, retirement is not something until I die.
But thank you so much, Durdana Ansari. Thank you so much, Dr. BPF.
You're very welcome.
And we'll see you soon.
You're very welcome.